Earlier when I was in this garden is here I've left the perennial spinach. I'm keeping it there till I need the land really. I'm not going to get rid of these poppies, so when they die down then I'll get rid of this. It's taking up space so you don't have too many weeds growing underneath it. But what I think is really good about it is it feeds slugs. Now slugs are not, as everyone hates slugs, I don't like touching the things, they're horrible, aren't they? But they're actually quite constructive. Without slugs we'll have a lot more disease. I mean, they eat your doggy doo-doos for one, but also various slugs have various jobs, and one of the jobs is of a slug is if it's got a weak plant, it eats it up, it kills it, it doesn't spread the disease to other plants then. And when I'm gardening, I just taken out bull bees recently in comfrey. This I leave as slug food as well. I prefer to actually give them food. Occasionally, if they get abundant, what I would do is I take them in an area that's got nettles which they eat as well, or trampled down areas where they can eat food. But take them away from your plot. You might have to do it 2 or 3 times at that time. They get it in the end and they stop coming back to your patch. This is Cosmos, one of the cultivated plants I respect. It's nice, wide open, good for Bombus lapidarius again, good for honeybees again, good for hoverflies. Here we go, there's a honeybee on the borage here. You can see that. I zoned it in enough. There's sweet corn, beans, some marigold again. Here is coriander. Gwen's like myself, she lets the coriander go over. And one of the reasons that it's good to let your coriander grow over is it does attract hoverflies, which in return gets the larvae to eat up aphids, many of them, and the obvious, they pollinate your fruit. So, you know, it's not just all about what you give to insects. You very often find if you give to life, it gives back to you. Time and time again, I have found this out. Speedwell is another. This is Persian speedwell. Gwen is letting this go, and I let it go now and again. Speedwell actually doesn't harm your crop that badly. It drains the soil. It's poisonous, you can't eat it, but it attracts the small hoverflies and it drains the soil. And especially now, we're getting quite a lot of rain, and this is clay soil, so actually at this point in time, it's really handy to have some weeds around. You don't want your soil going so soggy that it tears away the roots. So to overweed something could actually be more harmful than to keep the weeds there. This is Gwen's fruit cage, and she's growing rose cabule. There's a chap there, you might not have seen it, who is a beautiful damascene, which we'll come back to. Parsley being good for the digestion, and a cultivar that's useful. This is nasturtium. You see that orange plant there, flower there? Comes in various reddy, orangey yellows. If you like watercress, this is really, really good in salad. It's lovely. It peps up the taste of the boring lettuce, and also later on, when all the flowers die, just before it frosts, you'll find bulbous horticura will go full of flowers as well. You want to keep your pollinators going. It's important. Most foxgloves have died out now, but Sue's managed to have one keep going there. The foxgloves attract Bombus pascerum queens, which is really handy at the moment because, as I said before, we were We had so many bulbous phascurums in this garden, and they have really died out. And we have badgers come in, and as a nuisance as they are, hey, we've killed enough, haven't we? So, you know, I don't agree with badger poison. We have to somehow find a way to work with nature, not keep destroying it. This country is so hypocritical. They talk about being animal lovers, they kill all the foxes, all the badgers. And, yeah, we've had, since we've been here, Gwen's hens have been, one of them has been eaten, and we've really had to guard the hens. But it was during a time when the mother of a fox would have been really starving, and she needed to feed her young. I would prefer this was left more, because it has been cut down. I dislike this plant that says creeping buttercup. The reason I dislike this is because it's, to me, it represents the disease of what the humans do to the earth. This has just gone so prolific. The more we feed up the soil, the more this grows. And I really want to find a balance to this one. Meadow buttercup, which is much, much more constructive than creeping buttercup, it's dying out. This is increasing, so the chance of meadow buttercup growing is pretty low. Ah, here, this geezer. Trying to chase him around, can't find a cowboy guy. That's beautiful demoiselle. Isn't he lovely? And the female is also very, very pretty with golden wings, metallic green. And this chap has come from around this area. Now most people, when they see streams like this, they want to clear this out. This has fallen along the streams, now past its flower date. It's called hemlock water dropwort. It's very, very poisonous. And when I was first studying wild foods, I would try to show me how to treat it and eat it. So that if it smells okay, you could eat it, and ate a bit of this. Luckily he didn't eat too much. If he ate a lot, he would have had a really painful stomach pump. It smells like celery. And raw thumb, if you know what common sorrel's like, taste it. You'll or anything that, the other thing, if you don't, anything lemony, you have to be wary of. You can eat common sorrel, you can eat wood sorrel. Don't eat too much of it, it's got oxalates in it, but a little bit in salad's fine. And this smells like celery. Don't eat it, guys. Don't eat any umbelfurs unless you know what you're doing. I'll show you some umbelfurs in the wild sometime. If I can, show you what you can eat, but this is very highly poisonous. A friend of mine is an experiment. Put meadowsweet. Now I think its relative dropwort is actually poisonous. So again, be very, very wary. But he put some in lemonade to see what would happen. And it fizzed so much when he poured it out. And it gave an appley taste. We both drank a bit. But I think, can you see that tastes medicinal? Again, respect it's a herb. Then what this tasted like was apple in conjunction with antiseptic. I had a toothache at one point. And what I did, it's got one of its tough leaves. Here we go, it's this young leaves here. And I chewed it, and my tooth started cease aching. So to me, that was much more healthier than paracetamol. Okay, we've got lots of nettles. And again, like I said earlier, good for slugs when they start to die down. Good for yourself when they're growing up. Good for fritillary, aristocrats, and many moths when it's in between. So it's a brilliant plant. Now here, if I can show you this, it's the steeny nettle you can eat. You see that? You see those young leaves?